What's up, Ryan?
Definitely, man. I'm here with Benzino, man. Good to see you again.
Oh man, let me clean my screen. You know what I'm saying? There we go. We ready.
Yeah, man. I'm here with Benzino. The last time we talked, man, a lot has gone on with you, man. You know,
It
you've been
seems like
going,
it never ends, man, right?
yeah, been going viral. You were on the Miami podcast, and I didn't agree with like the way they titled it because, if you really look at like what you actually said, like I didn't feel like that was like a clear description of it.
You know what? We're in a dangerous time right now. We're in a dangerous time where um fake news, clickbait is becoming so much the norm that people actually that's their comprehension. Um, it was clear what I said when I mentioned the R. Kelly situation. Very clear. I
Right.
said it's simple. I'm not with no young underage
Yeah, exactly.
shit. I'm not with that. I'm not condoning none of that. Any motherfucker who does that needs to be punished if they're convicted. Okay. I think where things got screwed up is when it comes to me, I'm an older guy, and uh, you know, I I've been a victim of this system for a long time, and a victim of police brutality and racism for a very, very, very long time, and it still continues today. And um, when I see when I see a situation that I don't think is equal or fair, then I call it out. And I simply said that the founders and the lawmakers of this country, hundreds, maybe thousands of them that done went through Congress and the White House and all that, and um, they devised laws in this country where a lot of these states, now the federal age I think is 18, but a lot of these states, state law is 16. I think that's sick to have a law to say 16. You got to look at the mentality of a lawmaker, senator, House of Representative, president that makes laws saying that the legal age where if you have sex with the girl is 16. That's sick to me. Now, if I made the laws, it would probably be 21. Um, I'm strongly
Why
uh,
21? Because in some states is obviously 16, some states is 18. Why 21 though?
because to me 16, even 18, to me, and people gonna have their own opinions. I just think that, I mean, if there's gonna be laws, then make it 21, just like the drinking age. um you know I think 21, I still at 21, I still don't even think you're an adult. A lot of the younger generation would disagree, but you may be of age, but grown and adult, that becomes later on. And really the adult becomes your character, and your character doesn't develop that early. My point is this, though, when it comes to having sex and the laws, um, if these lawmakers make it 16, then that means that they're saying it's okay for them to fuck with a 16-year-old. Now, common sense would tell you that if they fuck with 16-year-olds, they probably fuck with 15-year-olds, right? Um, it's disgusting. It's sick, right? So the Epstein situation, all these people that have, the prince over there in England with the young girl sitting on his lap. Nothing happened to these people. They're on flight logs.
Yeah.
They're on, the island list. Nothing happens. What R. Kelly did was wrong. It was wrong. R. Kelly has a sickness. To me, R. Kelly, okay, everybody, if they commit a crime, they do time. We've been knowing that. That's nothing new. That's that's the easy part to understand. A fourth grader would understand that. Where it becomes deeper comprehension is what I'm talking about. Meaning, uh, R. Kelly needs to be rehabilitated. I think right now in our culture, we are so quick to condemn each other as Black people,
Right.
so quick to just give one of us to the system, like what they're doing Diddy. Diddy hasn't been convicted of no crime, but they're already giving him, here, take him. Take him. Since when we do that? the internet has made certain people, not all, because not all. I know when people look at the internet, people feel that like if they look at certain blogs and the comments, and they think that this is whatever the comments are, they think that this is the worldview.
Right.
These are the same people that live on that every day. And if you live on that every day, and if you're going to these blogs every day, living on them every day, we know you have a very, very small view of what's really going on in this world. So I pay no attention to the shit that they say. None. It's sad though, where we stand as a community, where we really are to the point where we're ready just to give these people us now. We've never done that before. We just give it without, there's a system, there's a judicial system that's been fucking us over forever. All right. And, and we know that. Everybody who comments has an uncle, cousin, brother, father, mother, auntie who's been locked up on probation or on parole. They know what they put us through. But it's easy to sit back and condemn somebody else, especially somebody else that you figure has more than you because what the fuck, you don't got it, so fuck them. I just don't understand that mentality. So I speak up when I see black men when it's not equal. I never once said that R. Kelly what he did was wrong. When anybody messes with a little girl, it was wrong.
Right.
Wrong. Sick. Get him help. I don't think he deserves 30 years to rot in a jail. Okay, for that. All right. I just don't think so. And it's funny because this might cause some controversy. What I'm going to say, but I don't. If because we got to see what the real issue is here. If 16 years old in some states is against the law to have sex, we do know that a lot of women, when they first time having sex, a lot of them are under 16. Now, we know that. This isn't no debate. A lot of women on there, especially right here, yes, you on the internet, have had sex under the age of 16. So, because they had sex under the age of 16, right? Let's say somebody 14 years old had sex with somebody 18 years old or 17 years old. Still against the law. Still wrong. Still not right. But why isn't that talked about? What's the if a girl is having sex under 16, should she be locked up? Is that breaking the law? Is the person that the girl who was 14 to 15 who lost their virginity to somebody, should that person be going to jail too? Is that considered underage? Like,
I would like to point out too, like it seems that it's only people from our community because I can name a lot of like white celebrities that engage in like
Elvis married a 14-year-old. Buddy Holly married a 14-year-old. Willie Allen was messing with a 13-year-old. Nobody said nothing.
Jerry
Nobody.
Seinfeld, Paul
We can
Walker.
go on and
Yeah,
on and on, man. Don't you think this is why that they put the age at 16? Why wouldn't the lawmakers put the age up more then? But I want you to, I need you, I don't want to gloss over what I just said. If a girl say the first time she has sex was 14 years old, which a lot of girls have, 15, right? Is the person she had sex with that was maybe 21, 19?
yeah.
How do you feel about what do you feel about that? I need to ask you. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, that's really inappropriate. That's pedophilia.
It's pedophilia. So can you imagine how many guys would be in jail back in the day or even now?
Yeah.
Young guys would be in jail for having sex with somebody who's 15, 14. And when a lot of these girls, they moms and their grandmothers, they lost their virginity at a young age. And I'm not saying it right or wrong. And I'm not talking about the ones that may have been raped, because I'm telling you, rapists, diddlers, pedophiles, I'm not with it. I'm not with it. But the system and black men, I just have a bad taste for how the system treats black men. And now how social media is treating black men. And
Most
that's all it was. It was no more than that.
most
I support
definitely.
I support what's right. And okay. And at the end of the day, we live in a land of laws. And believe me, I've had my share of them courthouse shit, and so all the guys around me. I got a little brother locked up right now for murder. So um these are sensitive topics, especially for women, and I can understand that. I've never talked to a young girl in my life, not like that. Even when I was younger, I
Yeah.
wasn't messing with 13, 14, 15-year-old girls. I started out late. I think the first time I had sex, I might have been 18 years old. So, when I hit the streets at 12, 13, the first time I probably had sex was around 18, 17 maybe. So, you know, people like to hop on things for clicks, and it don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? It don't bother me because, like I said, um, a lot of these people are so confused. You have the young generation, you have the older, like I said, people that surf blog sites every day just to comment and so outraged and canceling and this. Anybody that lives through the internet, to me, their opinions don't matter anyway because this is all there. See, I'm out here. See, I'm out here. I'm old enough to where I'm out here. Out here, I'm good. It's love out here. I don't know what the fuck is on here, and don't give a fuck. As long as it's not my space violating me or disrespecting me, say what the fuck you want. Feel how the fuck you want. I know who I am. God knows who I am, and the people who count around me know who I am.
Even
And
though,
that's
like,
it.
with like the media outlets, like, using, like, your daughter, like, to kind of, like,
Listen,
discuss,
listen, listen. This is what she does. I mean, everybody knows this at this point. Everybody knows at this point. She gets on here and says, "Listen, Coy did a Coy did an interview. I mean, she has to understand, that I have a career. I'm well known. She has a career. She's well known. Coy did an interview with Matt Hoffa. Matt Hoffa asked her, "Hey, when did you lose your virginity?" I didn't think it was an appropriate question, but hey, Coy's of age, and she answered it. And she answered it. Now I'm not even going to say the age she said, right?
yeah,
I didn't make no gripes about nothing. I didn't say anything about it, you know. So you understand what I'm saying?
I mean,
Um,
do you think that's kind of like a weird question coming from Math Hoffa, like, particularly because, like, you're
yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah.
about
I
sexual
think it's a
assault.
I think it's a
He has a
when I
sexual
said
assault
Math is my
allegation.
guy.
Yeah,
Math is
okay.
my guy, 100%. But you know what? I'm not barking at every car that goes by anymore
Right.
when it comes to court. Because at the end of the day, I end up on the wrong side of the stick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think this generation, a lot of times when I grew up, I always looked at the older generation for the answers and everything and respected them. Not just my parents, the older people.
No,
What
that's
happened?
one of the reasons. I mean, I fuck with you. Like, I really appreciate the wisdom, man, that you share. Like, you've been
Well,
through a
listen to this,
lot.
Ryan. This generation doesn't respect us because, and that's our kids and everybody younger than us, because see what happened was when technology came, it jumped right over the OGs and the older people, the parents, and the younger ones went right with it, right over us, right past us. So anything that we say or we feel doesn't even fucking matter to them. So this new, if everybody lives, if they live their a lot, a lot of people live their lives through this. And if they think this has all the answers and this has the truth, well, we're gonna have to let them crash and just, watch them. And hopefully they don't crash out too hard. Because a lot of them are gonna crash. There's no way around it. If you're following this as your guide to your life and the answers and your spirituality and everything else, and your vanity and your anger and your emotion is all attached to this, you're in trouble.
Yeah,
Yo, no, 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 no. You're in trouble. If you
for
can't tell
sure.
the difference from the real and the fake at this point, you're in trouble. Because believe me, AI is coming. AI is gonna have some shit like it'll have me talking right here like it was me saying all kinds of shit. Oh,
Right.
it's coming. It's coming. That's why I'm so glad I was born in the time I was born. I'm
Right.
so fucking appreciative of God, birthing me, my mother, father birthing me in a time where this shit doesn't even exist.
Uh,
Because this is
switching,
frying the fuck out of people's minds
you
on a
bring up
minutely basis.
you bring up AI, like, recently, there's this beef going on between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. And like, AI, like, Drake used like AI to bring back like, Tupac and Snoop Dogg, like, to diss
Right,
Kendrick Lamar.
right. We don't do that. And he's getting sued for it. Like they threatened to sue him. We don't like, I don't even, and as great as Drake is, and he's dope, I fuck with Drake. But when it comes to battling, we don't do that. That was like a violation of the battle book code. That was violation 334 of the battle rap book code. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like you don't do AI you don't use other people's voices and legends who ain't here, especially.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know if he got the okay from Snoop. I don't think Snoop would okay that.
No, for
So
sure. Like, did you listen to the Kendrick Lamar disc that came out yesterday?
yeah,
Euphoric?
yeah.
What
I like these discs are very clever, and their lyrics are dope. But when I'm listening for a disc, if I don't get that, ooh, like how I got with Ether,
right, yeah.
or how I got with No Vaseline, or you know what I'm saying, or
Hit him up.
it's always or NWA's always into something going to I like if I don't get that, you know what I'm saying? Like these like they're clever, lyrical, but they just don't. They're just not hitting the way you know what I'm saying. I didn't even hit. Listen, my Rap Elvis joint to me hit harder, and my Voltorious hit harder than some of these new disses out, man. But that's my opinion.
Yeah. Rap Elvis, like, I think like is probably man, incredible. Like, it's up there, like, what I mean, as far as like one of my favorite diss songs.
I
And
appreciate that, Ryan.
yeah, I do.
Word,
Like,
bro.
and stuff like do you think Eminem will ever respond? Does it matter at this point?
I heard he's coming out with his new album, and it's
Right.
supposed to be. I heard that there is there's gonna be him and maybe Royce, and I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. Man, I'm waiting. I got things in the chamber, and I got other guys that's ready to step up, well-known guys who's ready to step up, just in case he wants to make it a free for all with his goofy ass niggas around him. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like, it's
I know Eminem's being exposed. I know that about the racist tapes and a lot of his past, and a lot of that stuff is coming up now. That isn't coming from me.
yeah.
So it's a lot different than what it was 22 years ago.
Do you feel like, that there's a lot of resentment because like, you stood up like, to Eminem back in the day, like, some people and stuff still harbor like some resentment
Of
because of that?
course, you kidding me? What? Man, stop. Hell, come on. You already know.
Yeah. Because I've been seeing this clip too, like with Angie Martinez, and like it's online, like with an interview with Coyle Ray. It seems like she asks like a specific question, particularly about you. Whereas like if she's interviewing Coyle Ray, wouldn't the interview like be focused on like her and like what she's doing? But
Me,
she's like,
me
yeah,
and Angie, me and Angie, we don't get along. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And that's
no,
well known from
it's
time.
an interview like back in the day too, like where she was interviewing you and like you called her out for kind of like being condescending about like like Eminem and
Yeah, because my thing was, before he came out, our relationship was so dope at Hot 97 with the Source and me and my music. Like everything was beautiful. Then all of a sudden he gets up there and they start referring to me as that dude. That dude. Like you're not gonna like listen, listen, you're not gonna I'm not to be disrespected, man. You know what I'm saying? Now this internet thing's a different thing. People say what they want. I'm not in front of them. I know I be in city to city, strapped like a motherfucker, ready for anything. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I'm in a lot of places. Last week I was in New York, New Jersey. I went to West Virginia, Pittsburgh, Miami, Alabama, then back to Atlanta. And man, nothing but love and pictures and just man. I mean, I'm more famous and loved than I've ever been now. So I don't know where all this internet bullshit is. I don't know.
it's
But anybody who wants to step up to the plate, you know what I'm saying? Anybody who wants to step up to the plate, I got my back. So you know what I mean? And I love everybody and I come in peace with everybody. But somebody violate me or come in my space, I'm not worried about that. That's
listen,
what I grew up in. That's what I I've been doing that. Like that. That's how I grew up. That's the shit that I grew up in. So why the fuck would I be scared of that now or worried about that?
Definitely. Like, are you worried though, like about like any backlash, particularly like Eminem has a large fan base and people like, are crazy nowadays. Like,
Man, they ain't that crazy. They ain't that crazy. I'm crazy too. See, one thing about crazy, everybody has to have that crazy button on them. So when a motherfucker want to get crazy, press your own crazy button. You know what I'm saying? And then let's see what crazy wins. You know what I'm saying?
you may have addressed this before, like in other interviews, but I remember it was like on DJ Vlad, Tony Yayo, it went, and he said he gave you a pass in Miami.
Now that's listen. Tony Yayo makes up bullshit stories. Like the story that 50 had the big gun when Ja ruined him, that was a lie. Um, tell Tony Yayo to tell about the story when in Rikers Island they took the cereal bowl, poured it over his head. He remembers that. How come you don't tell that story? Or maybe when his mom's crib got shot up and he did nothing about that. Or maybe when the guy who was with him that day, when we seen each other, you know what I'm saying? How come he went and avenged him? Ask Tony Ayo about these things. Or why Black Child busted in the mouth and he had a gun, dropped it at the hit factory with no bullets in it. Now 50 told me that himself. See, I don't have reasons to lie. I don't have, because these are the, I got stories for days. I've been in this game. I own the Source magazine for
Right.
18 years. You know the type of stories I got?
Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
Fuck, I got a lie for these guys. These guys ain't in my lane. I don't see these guys. So what the fuck? They don't make. You know what I mean? They run their mouth about me, then I say the shit about them. You know what I'm saying? I would a nigga pour cereal over my head.
Then what do you want your legacy
That would never happen.
what do you want your legacy to be at this point?
Huh?
What do you want your legacy to be at this point? Like
Oh no. I mean, it's not without you. You don't say what you want your legacy to be. It's your actions and what you do that's gonna decide what your legacy is gonna be. Niggas could do this all day, all night, and this all day, all night. It's the actions that you do for the people, the struggle, the mud, the hood. Okay, they're our people. We don't give a fuck about the opinions of anybody else. It's the people that are in the struggle and the mud and the same things that I went through. Okay, it's how they view me. This other shit doesn't exist. The people that be trolling this new thing, troll and all this other bullshit. Listen, they're not gonna have a legacy. The day they die, the next day they'll be forgot. Their name will never be heard. Benzino, the name Benzino, right? That name's etched in stone forever. I've done enough already that if I went tonight, God willing, that my name's etched forever. The name Benzino. So you know what I'm saying? I got dogs being named after me, other kids being named after me, pets, all kinds of shit. There's a million Benzinos now. Everybody know who is the Benzino. You know what I'm saying? See, that's how you get your legacy. I've done a lot. I've accomplished a lot. So you know what I'm saying? Especially hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop.
Definitely, man. Like I feel like, your contribution to hip hop is undeniable. Like, what you've done, like accomplished, like, is like it's etched, is there. And I feel like it's a lot of people that are kind of like hating and not like wanting you to get the credit or recognition that you deserve.
Now, hating is overused. It's just confused love, confused admiration. Hating is just so overused now. Nowadays, people are just confused. They're burnt out. It's just confused love and admiration. If you never met a person, how the fuck can you hate them?
Yeah.
How can you really hate? You could come up with an opinion about them in your head and like look at them and certain things that they do and say, okay, I might not like that person, but hate? How can you hate somebody you never met them? Come on.
Well, I feel, like there's some people though that like, who obviously you had relationships with like when you were at the source, and now like, seemingly that the tables have turned. They feel like, oh, like, they try to bash you every chance they get.
Again, bashing, sitting behind in a very secluded spot somewhere on this earth. I mean, I can't do nothing about that.
Right.
In my face, and here in my face, bashing me in my face, I could do something about that. That just doesn't happen. And if you're somewhere bashing someone on the internet, like alone in a different state, and that person's not even thinking about you, because I don't bash nobody. I don't be going looking for trouble with nobody on the internet. If somebody does that, there's something fucked up here, probably on this side. I think this is the side where it's fucked up at. Mental illness, mental health is real, and people have been through a lot. See, I've been through so much in the streets that I've read like not too much can really affect me now. A lot of people, their anxieties, they can't take it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel bad for them, but that's not me. I could take a lot. You know what I'm saying? I've taken a lot. You know what I mean? So I'm not, I don't worry about shit like that, man. I'm telling you, man, like people, as far as I'm concerned, I'm really understanding now that fucking keep screaming my name, whether you like me or not. That's the algorithm. That's money. Let's go. Keep it. Fuck it. Say what the
Uh,
fuck you want. Keep Benzino on fire.
what
I applaud.
what are your thoughts about Nestle? Like, there's an article in Vibe, like, where he's talking about, like, he wrote Rap Elvis. Is that accurate?
Nestle was there when we was writing it. It's nothing. Nestle, Nestle's a talented guy. I was at Nest's studio. Nest did the beat. You know what I'm saying? You know, for Nest, I guess Nest is dropping a single, so Nest needs that promotion. You know what I'm saying? Rap Elvis is already in the history books. It's done. It's gone. You know what I'm saying? As far as people writing, like I said, people throw lines all the time. People write, people artists, people recite, people rap, and that's just what it is, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That to me, that's not a story. That's not on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Salute to Ness. I wish Ness nothing but success. Ness is dope.
What about your daughter? Like, are you gonna reach out to her? Like, you guys are
No, 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 no. There's nothing to reach out to. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my eyes, you don't disrespect your parents on the internet nowhere. She's already crossed that threshold too many times. She's already, you know, went on there and had her gripe about me too many times. At this point, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I love her. I don't have nothing bad to say. Let her do her. I do me, and God is good. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I just know I'm the father. I know that. I know I'm the father and she's the daughter. Don't give a flying fuck, what anybody else thinks about my daughter or any of my kids. Not one flying fuck. Not one flying fuck what anybody thinks. If God wants us to come together and instills in her spirit respect for her parents, respect for her father, the way it should be, then I welcome with open arms. I don't know who this other person is. I don't know this. Again, this generation is different, and she's a part of this generation. And the way her views are, the way she communicates through this, and you know what I'm saying. I feel it's disrespect. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. But at this point, not to say I'm used to it, but what else is new? You know what I'm saying?
I feel
You
like
must
that.
have a song like to drop. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll be again. She done made 40 songs disrespecting me. Maybe there'll be another one.
Well, like, I mean, I think, like, it'd be a great for the culture, like, because, like, that's so typical in our community, like, where, like, the situation and stuff that you guys have, like, it's a lot of people that
I'm be honest. Listen. This ain't bad compared to if I was dealing with her at a strip club getting beat up by some asshole, or
right.
dealing with her in court, or
Yeah,
dealing or going to visit her locked up, putting money on a commissary, or any of my kids. I got
yeah,
a lot of friends who have to deal with that. That's
yeah,
horrible. I got guys whose sons are in jail for murder and attempted murder. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? This is the internet. You know what I'm saying? If this is how she want to get her clicks and comments, then so be it. Because at the end of the day, she chimes in on stuff that has nothing to do with her.
yeah.
But once again, that's how, you know what I'm saying? If everybody's focused on what I'm saying, then this is her way, you know what I'm saying, to get that attention from it. I get it.
Man, this is an election year, do you believe in the power of voting? Do you believe it matters? Like,
I don't vote. I never vote. Never voted. For what? How the fuck is gonna affect me or mine? Huh? I'm gonna get mine regardless. I'm gonna find a way to get mine regardless. You know what I'm saying? You know, whoever's up in there, you gotta maneuver and find your way on however they map it out. You gotta see where you fit in. Get in where you fit in. That's my motto. Us as black people to keep voting for people that we know aren't in our best interest. What's the use? What sense does that make?
Most definitely. You've talked though about like the injustice of the criminal justice system. Like, we all,
Horrible.
like, have seen that, especially in Massachusetts. They have like some egregious laws, like being a commonwealth. One of the laws being like, they can hold people
They
day.
make it up as they go.
Yeah,
You sit in court for a state charge, the feds can come swooping in at any time. Commonwealth. Commonwealth for who? There ain't no commonwealth for black people. We know that.
for sure. Uh, what would you like to see change in the community? What would be a solution though?
Us stop fucking each other over. Stop hurting each other, exposing each other, being mad at each other, killing each other, giving each other away to the police, ratting on each other, talking shit to each other, trolling each other. Oh, there's so many things. We're a broken community. We're more broken than we ever been, hands down. And I know I came out in the 70s, 80s,
Yeah.
90s, 2000s, 2010, 2020, all them decades. We're the worst we've ever been.
Do you feel rap plays a part in that? Like, there's this interview with Ice Cube, and I had the DOC on like last week, and we were talking about like, rap being a psyop. Like, like there was basically the CIA put money into like, different rap groups
Yeah.
like NWA.
Listen. If rap is the number one influence, you can best believe these people want to control it not only for the money, but for the minds. Not only for the money, but for the minds. It's the number one influence over all these cultures and all these kids. These kids are going to be the future leaders. You got to control that. There are books out there that world leaders would find out who the world leader was. Like, let's say who Hitler listened to. Who did Hitler like love listening to? Let's say it was Elvis. You know what I'm saying? Then they would use that against him. It's the same thing with us. Music, this internet thing is such a power. It's the vibrations are so powerful, and they have overcome a lot of people. I'm old enough and strong enough and smart enough to not allow that for me, but I can't speak for everybody else. And hip hop was something that took us out the hood. Now it is controlled by other people, and they found ways to use it so that it could pit each other against us. Not just, there's a lot of ways through the actual sonics, the low vibrations, through the actual hypersexualization of females in hip hop now, and throwing that all over radio and major platforms in the daytime so these young kids can hear it. Oh, yeah, hip hop is fucked up, but it's only because the wrong people took it over. When we had it, it wasn't like that. Regardless if NWA was rapping about saying fuck the police or shooting some, it was still, we was the gatekeeper. It still didn't affect us the way it's affecting these kids now, period. And not just kids, adults too, unfortunately.
I think like, you bring up some really good points, and it makes me think of like, in our last interview, we were talking about your song Die Another Day. And it makes me think about like, white hip hop artists, how do they navigate that line between art and cultural appropriation?
White hip hop artists, I think it's over because nobody carried the torch for Eminem no more. When Eminem goes, that's it. I mean, the problem with white people, the white people the racist white people who just listen to Eminem because he's white and don't really fuck with hip hop. The problem with them is they've stuck with him so long that now he's going to be old as fuck. He'll be 65 and they'll still be praising him instead of letting a new young white guy in. They didn't do that. Every time another white rapper came in, it was just a little bit too black. MGK, Mac Miller. You know what I mean? All these kids that was coming in sounded too black, and they just was like, wait a minute, there's not going to be another one. I don't know how it's going to affect, white America. I guess they'll be listening to Eminem forever and all his old albums because I don't see another white rapper coming in having the influence of Eminem. I think black people are way too smart to allow that to happen. And with trap music and the way the South came in and how, and even Detroit and these young guys with their sound, a lot of these white guys can't catch the bounce.
Yeah. Could you ever see yourself like squashing the beef with Eminem?
Not about squashing the beef. It
Yeah.
never was a beef.
Yeah.
I spoke up for hip hop and how I felt the legacy of hip hop is and how the history of hip hop is going to be when hundreds of years from now and they look at this time where young black men were getting money and they see where it was a hip hop time and then they see that he was the leading selling and then that's where they'll make him the white guy over all the black people. Same thing what they did to Jesus. We know now from the Russian paintings 100% that Jesus was black. They try to get rid of all them paintings. They didn't want us to know that. It was too late. So what they did was just say, hey, you know what? We can't stop it. So let's just paint, let's just make him look like a rock star. Blue eyes with blonde hair. You know what I'm saying? And then let it don't matter, then it doesn't matter. Let's let them work. If they're gonna worship Jesus, let's make sure he looks like us. If they're gonna worship a hip hop artist, let's make sure he looks like us. That's all.
Yeah, man, that's deep. And I talked to a lot of people like, like who were Christian and like I like that's like Caesar Borgia, like like a
Oh,
lot of people don't even know like, and stuff that like
that
that's
wasn't Jesus.
yeah. So
Jesus, we know, came from that land. That was that was Africa. There was no such thing as the Middle East. Okay, we know Ethiopians. Jesus could have been Ethiopian. We know Ethiopia had Christianity way before Christians did, and then Christians took the Bible. Ethiopians' Bible had 88 books. You know what I'm saying? When the Old Testament came in, they got rid of a lot of those books. And when King James came in, he twisted it all up and got rid of more.
for
And
sure.
people just need to a lot of people just don't want to believe in the truth. They want to keep believing what they believe in because it represents who they are and what they look like. So they're not even gonna. They don't give a fuck even if it's the truth. They don't care at this point. Jesus is white, blonde hair, blue eyes. Give him a guitar. He can play probably play Steely Dan or Bon Jovi. You know what I'm saying? Jesus looks like Bon Jovi. You know what I mean?
I got 2 minutes left. Benzino, man, I want to thank you so much for like, giving me the time again. And I'd love to have you back anytime,
I'm
man.
really glad we did this because there's a lot of speculation about what I said and a lot of which again. And Ryan, man, I got love for you, man, and I'm ready to get in the studio with you, man. I heard your music and you're
Hey,
dope, bro. You got some lyrics.
definitely. I appreciate that, man. I can't wait.
All right, brother. Listen, man, send me the clips when you drop this, so you know what I'm saying I can blast them out.
Okay, most definitely.
All right, peace.